welcome to Dougie Fresh's Corner, where we will discuss important topics in literature. Today we have some very special guests discussing the meaning of womanhood. First up is Léonce Pontellier, a well-respected 19th century man from New Orleans. And look what we have here, back from the dead, his wife Edna Pontellier. And next is Miss Hester Prynne, coming all the way from the 17th century Puritan Boston, Massachusetts. And lastly, the distinguished poet Emily Dickinson. So I'm sure you are all excited to be here today.
I suppose.
Well, I can sense some slight confrontation already. This should be interesting. So, let me get the tough question out of the way first. Léonce, what do you believe is the ideal woman?
Well, she must be well-rounded.
Define well-rounded for the audience.
You know, the usual motherly, tends the guests, supportive wife, etc.
And what if she doesn't have children to watch?
Or what if she doesn't have guests to tend to?
Well, then she better start finding herself a fine man, like myself. Or have beautiful babies to watch over. Or even find new friends to invite into her house, something that makes my business look good.
Well, what if she has no intentions to marry, like myself?
Well, is there really a woman that does not want to marry? How silly that sounds.
Yes. Well, how about you, Ms. Prynne? What is your opinion of the roles of women?
I agree with Léonce. She should be a wonderful mother, though. If she does not have children to tend to, she must keep the house in order and keep to herself.
Keep to herself, eh? I think you should follow your own advice.
Okay, anyway. How about you, Edna? What are your thoughts?
The ideal woman should be free to do as she pleases as long as it makes her soul happy.
You would say something like that, wouldn't you?
Well, of course, Léonce. If I want to paint, I should be free to paint. If I want to live in a small house by myself, I should be able to live in a small house by myself. I don't need your permission.
Living in a small house by yourself, don't you ever get lonesome? I know I sure do.
Oh, but when I'm alone, it's when I feel like I most know who I am.
And that's the ideal woman, one who knows who she is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's discuss what our opinions are on women to contributing to society. Léonce, your thoughts?
She should be a mother. There's no other contribution as important as that.
Hester?
I agree, but if she must provide for her family, then she must do what is necessary.
What? Why would she have to provide for the family? That's the man's job.
Do you really think every woman has a man to support her?
She should.
I never needed one, Léonce. I turned out just fine.
I beg to differ. You spent most of your time in isolation.
Excuse me?
Okay, let's calm down. Emily, can you elaborate more on your beliefs?
I believe that women can contribute to society by doing a lot more than being a mother. For example, she could be an artist, write, a teacher, or be a fine inspiration for fellow girls.
Can she have a job?
It's not necessary.
If she needs to.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad we came up with an agreement. So, what have you learned today?
That Léonce is completely narrow-minded and practically from the 15th century.
Elaborate.
Women are much, much more than housewives. We offer so much more.
Even though I spend much of my time in the house, I do agree. If it were not for me stepping outside of my society's boundaries, I would not have learned what it means to be true.
And in my time, women were not respected as writers, even though we could write just as elegantly. And this is how I found my part in the world, through writing, not through marriage.
And it was through my marriage that I learned that I wanted much more than what was considered normal for my time.
Léonce, how do all of these statements make you feel?
I think I'm beginning to understand that women offer much more than what they may seem.
Define well-rounded for the audience. Quiet on set. Welcome to my nightmare.